And for some analysis on this, Anders Aslund joins me live from Washington. He's an economist and professor at Georgetown University. Great to have you here with us on Tier 2 World, Professor. Can Donald Trump end the war in Ukraine?
Thank you, my pleasure. No. Trump this time showed two things. He's irrelevant, doesn't know anything about the conflict, and he's fully on the side of Vladimir Putin. He's not a mediator in any way. He's not a supporter of Ukraine. He's a supporter of Putin, as your two correspondents so nicely clarified. But let's face it, so it's now the Europeans that need to stand up for Ukraine and forget about Trump.
Professor, if I may, but we have seen in the past, for example, the Biden European Union strategy when it comes to ending the war in Ukraine, it did not deliver any kind of peace.
Well, the problem with the Biden administration was that it was dead frightened of World War III and a nuclear war, for which there was no reason. So ever so often, some Moscow spokesman said, oh, if you deliver that and that arm, then we might start a nuclear war in one place or the other. Usually taking one specific European country. This was never serious. But Washington and also Berlin were easily frightened. So the Biden administration supported Ukraine, but not enough, so that Ukraine could win. The Trump administration has not issued any new funds for Ukraine. It has not delivered any arms on its own expense to Ukraine. All arms that it gives to Ukraine has to be paid for by European countries. So the US under Trump, from the beginning, has effectively declared itself at best neutral, but I would rather say on the side of Putin. Then you wonder, but why does Trump say that he's dissatisfied with Putin? Because most of the Republican voters and congressmen do support Ukraine, so he has to balance it in some way. This is good politics, but it's not serious.
Professor, I mean, if you look at the bigger picture, Europe right now appears to be exhausted, and of course, Washington is divided. And then you have Ukraine and Russia. And in both those countries, it appears that the manpower is bleeding right now. So for how much longer do you think both countries and stakeholders will be able to sustain whatever is going on right now, sustain this strategy?
I spent the second week of September in Kiev, and I was happily surprised to see how adamant the Ukrainians are that we have to keep on fighting for as long as is necessary. If any country would give up, it would be Russia, and that would be probably some domestic development in Moscow itself, about which we cannot know anything before. Putin lives in 3 different bunkers, completely isolated from everybody, in an extreme state of paranoia, while you can see President Zelensky is out and around because he has a popular support from the population, unlike Putin. And the war will go on. It costs a lot. Ukraine spends about 50% of GDP on the war, including the Western support, while Russia spends about 8% of its GDP on the war. And it's the critical issue in Russia, not in Ukraine. The Ukrainians know either we get killed or we have to flee.
Fascinating insight, Professor Anders Aslund. Thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. It's really a pleasure to have you on the program.